in terms of, as you mentioned, like not being malicious or having ill intent, or being intentful in how things happened. Yep. What was it that then? I know you've touched on like the infrastructure side of things.
Yeah.
But what was it ultimately that kind of made the demise? The issues with, say, cash flow, etc.
I would love to tell you the exact reason.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We didn't have the right team in place, obviously, to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
We switched if you were trading with us, maybe you remember this. We used Black Bull, so we used just like a regular broker.
Mm-hmm.
And we used demo accounts with them, and everything was absolutely fine
mm-hmm.
with them. And we had a lot of traders, so it's not like, this was like a slow bleed.
Yeah.
It was not a slow bleed. I think people think that.
Okay.
That is not what happened. We switched servers. We wanted to make trading conditions really good. Again, I made decisions based on poor intuition,
mm-hmm.
Not knowing what I should have known. I had brought in an executive who was supposed to have trading experience, who just, anyway, did not turn out to be the person I thought
mm-hmm.
he was. But anyway, so we had brought in different people to help us, who really ultimately had no idea about any of this, and just, it was kind of just like a cash grab type of thing.
Okay.
And yeah, so we switched our servers. There are, like, looking back, I wish we had have done this because we were offered it. Like a lot of companies, like I think ACAP does this. They offer, like, it's like essentially just like a white label solution.
Yeah.
So they add in the like trading conditions that keep things profitable. It sounds bad, but it's just the reality. Like they'll add things like slippage and like live trading conditions, right?
Okay, yeah.
Which that's not necessarily a bad thing, because live trading conditions are different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm not trying to speak on that and say that it's like anything malicious that's happening there. I think sometimes it is. I do think that, but that's just like with a lot of
you guys had pure demo, didn't you? Literally, like no commission, no.
Yeah, I removed all of that, trying to really help people. Like I really did want to, and I thought looking back, it's like, oh my God, like why were you doing stuff like that without like?
Because a lot of people could game the system then, right?
Yes, and so we went from, being extremely profitable, amazing projections, hiring, adding different, like we had like tons of amazing products lined up that we were coming out with different programs and stuff. We just moved into a new office, so we had like a big, beautiful office, and within, I want to say 2 weeks, our payouts had doubled. And it just, and we paid. Obviously, we were trying to scrambling to try to fix it, and it just moved faster than I could even keep up with.
It was almost essentially kind of like overnight,
and I was following so FTMO were putting out their payouts because they were doing like their monthly recap. We were paying out at the end close to double them, and that's like, we were not as big as them. We were up there, but we were not. They were like, they owned the space at the time, right? Like by a landslide. So yeah, and same with MFF. Like I followed them closely too. Obviously, they were one of our biggest competitors, and
they were quite fresh then, right?
Yeah,
quite new.
Yeah, and same thing. So yeah, it. So
do you think it was these little changes that you guys made, like the complete demo conditions? Because I know at that point FTMO had commissions, and they had these sort of slippages, etc. As well as you guys having, I think it was like no minimum trading days.
Yeah.
So that must have been a big one, because I remember myself, I got funded within a day. So I did the challenge, somehow got the credentials for the verification the same day, passed that as well on the same day, and I was funded literally in 1 day, which at the time was not heard of at all.
Yeah.
So do you think it was these little things that were very positive for the trader, essentially, but in terms of a business model, caused a lot of a very strong bleed in the company?
Absolutely. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think that I moved too fast, and there's no excuse for it. I wanted to grow. I wanted to grow our company. I loved every part of our community, of our, my company in general. I loved the people that I worked with, for the like my employees. I love them dearly. I wanted to keep growing, keep getting better, keep giving back to the community. I had so many plans, and I really did want to be the best for the trader. And unfortunately, doing the best thing for the trader does sometimes mean looking at everything and slowing down and getting the right people. And it's like, people might think I'm crazy for this, that I moved so fast. And it's like, how ignorant, right? But I thought I was doing best at the time. I truly did.